Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen, and enjoy my stories every day. The morning sun filters through the curtains, casting a golden glow across the living room. I rub my eyes and stretch, my fingers grazing the cold, empty side of the bed where my wife, Emily, should be. I feel a pang of unease. Emily's always an early riser, but she never leaves without saying goodbye. I swing my legs out of bed and head to the kitchen, hoping to find her making coffee or reading the morning news. Instead, I find a note on the table. The scrawled handwriting is unmistakably hers. My heart sinks as I pick it up and read. "Goodbye, loser. I'm flying to Tokyo. Don't look for me or my boyfriend will kill you. Bye, loser." I stare at the note, my hands trembling with a mixture of rage and disbelief. My wife, the woman I trusted with everything, has not only left me but also taken all my money. I rush to the bedroom, checking the safe where I keep our savings. It's empty. My heart pounds in my chest. I grab my phone and check our bank accounts. Zero. She cleaned out everything. I slump onto the bed, the enormity of her betrayal crashing over me like a tidal wave. How could she do this? How could she leave me for someone else and take everything I worked so hard for? As I sit there, the anger begins to build, simmering just below the surface. Emily thinks she's won, but she has no idea who she's dealing with. She doesn't know about my past, my connections in Tokyo. She thinks her new boyfriend can protect her, but she's wrong. I take a deep breath and stand up, my mind racing with thoughts of revenge. I will find her. I will make her pay for what she's done. But first, I need a plan. I reach for my phone and dial a number I haven't called in years. It rings a few times before a gruff voice answers. "Takashi." "Takashi." "It's David." There's a pause, and then, "David? It's been a long time." "Too long," I say. "I need your help. Emily's left me and taken all my money. She's on her way to Tokyo with her new boyfriend." There's a low chuckle on the other end of the line. "Sounds like you need a favor." "I do," I say, my voice hardening. "I need to find her, and I need to make her pay." "Consider it done," Takashi says. "We'll find her." I hang up the phone and feel a grim satisfaction settle over me. Takashi and I go way back. We worked together in Tokyo years ago, involved in some less than legal activities. He's a man of few words, but he gets things done. Next, I call my lawyer, Greg. "Greg, it's David. I need to freeze all my accounts and start tracking any recent transactions. Emily's taken everything." "David, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'll get right on it." "Are you sure about this?" "Positive," I say, "and I need you to start the process of tracking her down. She's headed to Tokyo." "Got it. I'll do everything I can." I hang up and start packing a bag. I don't know how long I'll be gone, but I know I can't rest until I find Emily and make her regret ever crossing me. As I pack, memories of my time in Tokyo flood back. It was a different life, one filled with danger and excitement. I left that world behind when I met Emily, thinking I could build something better. But now, it seems I'll have to revisit my past to secure my future. My phone buzzes with a text from Takashi. "Flight booked. Meet me at Narita Airport. We have work to do." I grab my passport and head out the door, my mind focused on the task ahead. Emily thinks she's safe, but she has no idea what's coming. She may have stolen my money, but she's about to lose everything else. As I drive to the airport, I think about the plan forming in my mind. Takashi will help me find Emily, but I'll need more than brute force. I'll need to use my knowledge of Tokyo's underworld to outsmart her and her boyfriend. They won't see it coming. I park my car and head into the terminal, my heart pounding with a mix of anticipation and anger. The flight to Tokyo feels like it takes forever, but I use the time to refine my plan. By the time the plane touches down, I'm ready. Takashi is waiting for me at the gate, his dark eyes scanning the crowd. When he sees me, he breaks into a rare smile. "David, welcome back." "Good to see you, Takashi," I say, shaking his hand. "Let's get to work." We leave the airport and head into the city, the neon lights and bustling streets bringing back a flood of memories. Takashi fills me in on what he's found so far. Emily and her boyfriend checked into a hotel in Shinjuku. They've been laying low, but we have eyes on them. "Good," I say, feeling a surge of satisfaction. I want to make her suffer. Takashi nods, his expression serious. We'll do this right, David, but you need to be careful. Tokyo's changed since you were last here. I know, I say, my voice steely. But some things never change. Let's get started. As we weave through the crowded streets, my mind races with thoughts of revenge. Emily has no idea what's coming. She thinks she's safe, but she's about to learn just how dangerous I can be. This is just the beginning. Emily took everything from me, and now I'm going to take everything from her. The game is on, and I'm playing to win. The narrow alleyways of Shinjuku buzz with life as Takashi and I make our way through the maze of neon signs and bustling crowds. The scent of street food mingles with the cool evening air, but I barely notice. My mind is laser-focused on the task ahead. We reach a small izakaya, the kind of place where deals are made and secrets are kept. Inside, the dim lighting and hushed conversations create a cloak of anonymity. Takashi leads me to a back room, where a few familiar faces are waiting. David, this is Kenji and Yumi, Takashi says, introducing me to a lean man with sharp eyes and a woman with an air of quiet strength. They'll be helping us. Kenji nods curtly, his gaze assessing. Yumi offers a brief smile. We've heard a lot about you, she says, her voice steady. Takashi says you're one of the best. I appreciate your help, I reply, meeting their eyes. We don't have much time. Emily and her boyfriend, where are they now? Kenji pulls out a tablet, showing a live feed from a hotel room. Emily is there, laughing with a man I assume is her new lover. My stomach churns, but I force myself to stay calm. They're at the Sunrise Hotel, Kenji explains. Room 1207. We've been watching them for the past day. They seem to be making plans, but nothing concrete yet. I nod, absorbing the information. We need to act fast. Emily thinks she's safe here, but we're going to prove her wrong. What's the plan, Yumi asks, her eyes sharp. First, we need to gather intel, I say, outlining my thoughts, find out who her boyfriend is, what their plans are. We'll use that information to turn the tables on them. Kenji taps a few buttons on his tablet, bringing up a dossier on Emily's boyfriend. His name's Hiroshi Nakamura. Small-time hustler with connections to some bigger players. Nothing we can't handle. Good, I say, feeling a spark of hope. We'll start by getting close to them, find out their weaknesses. Then, we strike. Takashi nods in agreement. Kenji, Yumi, you two keep eyes on them. David and I will start digging into Hiroshi's background. Let's meet back here in a few hours. With the plan in place, we split up. Takashi and I head to a nearby bar where Hiroshi is known to hang out. The place is packed, a cacophony of voices and music. We take seats at the bar, blending into the crowd. Remember, keep it subtle, Takashi murmurs. We don't want to tip him off. I nod, scanning the room. After a few minutes, I spot Hiroshi at a table in the corner, surrounded by a group of men. He's laughing, enjoying himself. I feel a surge of anger, but I push it down. Takashi nudges me. Let's get a closer look. We move to a nearby table, ordering drinks and pretending to be engrossed in conversation. I keep my eyes on Hiroshi, watching his interactions. He seems confident, at ease, but I know that confidence can be shattered. As the night wears on, Hiroshi's group begins to thin out. I see my chance and make my move. I approach the table, stumbling slightly as if I've had too much to drink. Hey man, you look like you know how to have a good time, I slur, plastering on a friendly smile. Hiroshi looks up, slightly amused. Yeah? What's it to you? I'm just looking to have some fun, I say, lowering my voice conspiratorially. Heard you might be the guy to talk to. Hiroshi's eyes narrow, but he gestures for me to sit. What are you looking for? Just some excitement, I say, playing the part of a thrill seeker. I'm new in town, don't know the ropes. Hiroshi relaxes slightly, a grin spreading across his face. Well, you've come to the right place. Tokyo's got plenty to offer. We chat for a while, Hiroshi warming up to me. I drop hints about being flush with cash, looking for connections. By the end of the night, he's given me his number and an invitation to join him for drinks the next evening. As I leave the bar, I feel a surge of triumph. The first step is complete. Now I need to exploit this opening. The next few days are a blur of activity. Takashi and I delve deeper into Hiroshi's world, uncovering his connections and routines. Kenji and Yumi keep a close watch on Emily, feeding us updates. Slowly, a picture begins to form. One evening, back at the izakaya, we regroup to finalize our next move. Kenji lays out a map of the city, marking key locations. Hiroshi's got a meeting tomorrow night, he says. Some big players are involved. It's our best chance to gather intel and set our trap. I nod, my mind racing with possibilities. We need to be ready for anything. Yumi, you'll stay on Emily. If she makes a move, let us know immediately. Understood, Yumi replies, her expression determined. Takashi and I will handle the meeting. I continue. We'll blend in, gather what we need, and get out. No mistakes. The night of the meeting arrives and Takashi and I position ourselves in a dark alley near the rendezvous point. The air is thick with tension, every shadow seeming to hide potential danger. Remember, we're here to observe, Takashi whispers. Don't engage unless absolutely necessary. I nod, my senses on high alert. As the minutes tick by, a group of men arrives, including Hiroshi. They enter a nearby building, and we follow at a safe distance. Inside, the atmosphere is electric. Men in suits converse in hushed tones, deals being made with a handshake and a nod. I recognize a few faces from my past, and I'm careful to stay out of sight. Hiroshi moves through the room with confidence, greeting people and making introductions. Takashi and I stick to the shadows, listening in on conversations and gathering intel. It's clear that Hiroshi is aiming higher, trying to make a name for himself. As the night wears on, I catch snippets of a conversation between Hiroshi and a powerful figure. They're discussing a shipment, something valuable and highly illegal. My mind races with possibilities. We need to find out more, I whisper to Takashi. This could be the leverage we need. Takashi nods, and we edge closer, straining to hear. The details are murky, but it's clear that Hiroshi is involved in something big. We stay until the meeting breaks up, then slip out into the night. Back at the izakaya, we regroup with Kenji and Yumi, sharing what we've learned. The plan is starting to come together. We'll use Hiroshi's illegal activities to force him into a corner, making him and Emily vulnerable. It's risky, Kenji says, his expression serious. But it could work. It will work, I say, my voice filled with determination. Emily and Hiroshi think they can outsmart me, but they're wrong. We're going to take them down, and they won't see it coming. The next phase of our plan is set in motion, and as I look around at my allies, I feel a sense of purpose. This is more than just revenge, it's about reclaiming what's mine and ensuring that Emily and her lover pay for their betrayal. As we leave the izakaya, I take a deep breath, the cool night air filling my lungs. The path ahead is dangerous, but I'm ready. Emily stole my money and my trust, but she's about to lose everything. And I'll be there to watch it all unfold. The crisp morning air fills my lungs as I step out of the izakaya, the sun just beginning to rise over the Tokyo skyline. Takashi and I have been working through the night, piecing together the final details of our plan. There's no room for error. Today is the day we put everything into motion. Back at our makeshift base, Kenji and Yumi are already up, reviewing surveillance footage and mapping out our next moves. The tension in the room is palpable, everyone focused and on edge. Kenji, any updates on Emily? I ask, setting down my coffee. He looks up from his laptop, a grim expression on his face. She's still at the hotel, but they're moving fast. It looks like they're preparing to leave. Where to? I ask, my heart pounding. Unclear. They've been making calls, packing bags. We need to act now. Takashi nods, his expression hard. We stick to the plan. We'll use Hiroshi's illegal deal to our advantage. Force him into a corner, make him and Emily vulnerable. Yumi steps forward, her eyes filled with determination. I'll stay on Emily. Make sure she doesn't slip away. I nod, appreciating her resolve. Good. Kenji, you and Takashi handle the logistics. I'll deal with Hiroshi. With our roles defined, we move out. Takashi and Kenji head to the rendezvous point, while Yumi and I make our way to the hotel. The streets are busy with the morning rush, but I barely notice, my mind racing with thoughts of what's to come. We reach the Sunrise Hotel, slipping inside unnoticed. The lobby is bustling, but we make our way to a secluded corner, keeping a low profile. Yumi pulls out her phone, checking the latest feed from the surveillance cameras. "They're in the room," she whispers. "We need to be careful." I nod, my heart pounding in my chest. We take the elevator to the 12th floor, stepping out into a quiet hallway. I can feel the adrenaline coursing through my veins as we approach room 1207. I knock on the door, my mind racing with 1,000 possibilities. Moments later, it swings open, and I come face to face with Emily. Her eyes widen in shock, her mouth opening and closing like a fish out of water. "David? What are you doing here?" I push past her, stepping into the room. "We need to talk." Hiroshi stands up from the bed, his expression turning from surprise to anger. "Who the hell are you?" "I'm the man whose life you've been messing with," I say, my voice cold, "and I'm here to set things right." Before he can react, I pull out my phone, showing him the incriminating footage Kenji captured at the meeting. "You're in deep, Hiroshi. This deal you're involved in, it's going to bring you down." Hiroshi's face pales, his bravado crumbling. "What do you want?" "Simple," I say, stepping closer. "You're going to call off this deal, give back everything Emily took from me, and disappear. If you don't, I'll make sure every powerful figure in Tokyo knows exactly what you've been up to." Emily looks between us, panic in her eyes. "David, please, don't do this." I turn to her, my expression hardening. "You made your choice, Emily. Now you face the consequences." Hiroshi's phone buzzes, and he glances at it nervously. "Fine, I'll call it off. Just give me time." "You have 1 hour," I say, my voice leaving no room for argument. "And don't try anything stupid." I motion for Yumi, and we leave the room, heading back to the lobby. My heart is still pounding, but I feel a sense of grim satisfaction. The first part of the plan is in motion. Now, we need to see it through. We regroup with Takashi and Kenji at a nearby cafe, sharing the latest developments. Takashi nods, his expression serious. "Good. Now we need to make sure Hiroshi follows through." We set up a monitoring station, using our connections to keep tabs on Hiroshi's movements. The minutes tick by agonizingly slow, but finally we see him making calls, canceling the deal. He's sweating bullets, clearly under pressure. "Looks like he's doing it," Kenji says, his eyes glued to the screen. "Keep watching," I say. We can't let our guard down. As the hour deadline approaches, Hiroshi meets with his contacts, explaining the change of plans. There's anger, shouting, but ultimately they relent. The deal is off. "Now what?" Yumi asks, looking to me for direction. "Now we make sure he and Emily leave Tokyo for good," I say, feeling a surge of determination. We can't let them come back and try this again. We follow Hiroshi and Emily as they pack up and leave the hotel, making their way to the airport. It's a tense journey, every step filled with the possibility of betrayal, but finally we see them board a plane, heading out of the country. Back at the cafe, we breathe a collective sigh of relief. The immediate threat is over, but I know this isn't the end. There are still loose ends to tie up, people who need to be dealt with. Takashi claps me on the back, a rare smile on his face. "You did it, David. You got your revenge." I nod, feeling a mix of satisfaction and exhaustion. It's not over yet. We need to clean up the mess they left behind, make sure no one else gets hurt. Kenji and Yumi nod in agreement, ready for the next steps. As we discuss our plans, I can't help but feel a sense of camaraderie with these people. They've helped me through one of the darkest times in my life, and together, we've emerged stronger. The night draws to a close, and we part ways, promising to regroup in the morning. As I walk back to my temporary apartment, the streets of Tokyo seem a little less daunting. I faced my demons and come out on top, but I know there's still work to be done. Emily and Hiroshi may be gone, but their actions have left a ripple effect. I need to ensure that the people involved in their schemes are brought to justice. It's a long road ahead, but I'm ready for whatever comes next. For now, I take a deep breath, letting the cool night air fill my lungs. The city lights twinkle around me, a reminder that life goes on. And as I step into my apartment, I feel a sense of hope for the first time in weeks. The past is behind me, and the future is mine to shape. And I won't stop until I've reclaimed everything that was taken from me. The morning after our triumph over Hiroshi and Emily, the city of Tokyo feels almost serene. It's hard to believe the storm that raged just a day ago has passed. Yet, as Takashi, Kenji, Yumi, and I gather at the izakaya one last time, we know the battle isn't truly over. "David, you look like you've got something on your mind," Takashi observes, his keen eyes studying me. I nod, leaning forward. There's one thing that's been bothering me. Hiroshi and Emily couldn't have done this alone. They had to have help, and we need to find out who that is. Kenji frowns, tapping his fingers on the table. We cut off the head, but the body's still out there. If we don't deal with it, this could all happen again. Yumi nods in agreement. We need to find out who's pulling the strings. Takashi glances around the room, then leans in. There's someone I know who might have answers. He's deep in the underground, knows all the players. But it's risky. Risky is all we've got, I say, determination hardening my resolve. Let's do it. We head out, making our way through Tokyo's labyrinthine streets until we reach a nondescript building. Inside, the air is thick with smoke and tension. We're led to a back room where an older man sits, his eyes sharp despite his age. "Takashi," he says, a hint of amusement in his voice. "What brings you here?" "Akira, we need information," Takashi replies, his tone respectful but firm. "About Hiroshi and Emily." Akira leans back, steepling his fingers. "Ah, the couple causing all the trouble. They're just pawns, you know. The real power lies with someone else." "Who?" I ask, my patience wearing thin. Akira's eyes gleam with a hint of mischief. "Someone you've met before, David. Someone who knows you very well." A cold chill runs down my spine. "Who are you talking about?" Akira smiles, but it's devoid of warmth. "Your brother, Michael." The room falls silent as his words sink in. My mind races back to my childhood, to the last time I saw Michael. We had a falling out years ago, and he disappeared into the shadows of my past. I never imagined he'd resurface like this. "My brother," I whisper, disbelief mingling with anger. "He's behind all this." Akira nods. "He's been building his empire, and he saw an opportunity to use Hiroshi and Emily to get to you. He wanted to ruin you, David, to take everything you had." Takashi places a hand on my shoulder. "David, we can stop him. But we need to act fast." I nod, the initial shock giving way to a steely resolve. "Where is he?" Akira hands me a slip of paper. "This is where he's hiding. Be careful, David. He's not the same person you remember." As we leave, my mind is a whirlwind of emotions. I never imagined my own brother would betray me like this. But now, it's time to confront him and end this once and for all. We arrive at an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of the city. The place is eerily quiet, the only sound our footsteps echoing off the walls. We move cautiously, aware that Michael is likely expecting us. Inside, the warehouse is dimly lit, shadows dancing across the walls. We spread out, searching for any sign of Michael. Suddenly, a voice echoes through the space. "David, it's been a long time." I turn to see Michael stepping out of the shadows, a smug grin on his face. He looks older, harder, but there's no mistaking the malice in his eyes. "Michael," I say, my voice cold. "Why? Why do this?" He laughs, a harsh, bitter sound. "You always had everything, David. The success, the money, the perfect life. I wanted to see you fall, to take what's mine." "What's yours?" I ask, incredulous. "You left, Michael. You chose this path." "And now I'm choosing to end yours," he snarls, pulling out a gun. Before I can react, a shot rings out. I feel a sharp pain in my shoulder, but adrenaline pushes me forward. Takashi, Kenji, and Yumi spring into action, engaging Michael's men who emerge from the shadows. The warehouse erupts into chaos, gunfire and shouts filling the air. I focus on Michael, my mind narrowing to a single goal: stopping him. We grapple, each of us fueled by years of unresolved anger. The world narrows to the two of us, brother against brother, each fighting for dominance. Finally, I manage to disarm him, the gun clattering to the ground. Michael, it's over, I say, pinning him down. Never, he spits, struggling against me. You'll never be rid of me. Suddenly, a shot rings out, and Michael goes still. I look up to see Yumi, her gun smoking. She nods, her face grim. He wasn't going to stop, David. I nod. The reality of what's happened settling over me. It's finally over. As the dust settles, Takashi, Kenji, Yumi, and I stand in the wreckage of the warehouse, our mission complete. The weight of what's transpired hangs heavy, but there's also a sense of closure. Back at the izakaya, we share a drink, the atmosphere somber but relieved. You did it, David, Takashi says, raising his glass. It's over. I nod, feeling a mix of emotions. Thanks to all of you. I couldn't have done it alone. Kenji and Yumi smile, their expressions softening. We're a team, Yumi says. Always. As I leave the izakaya, the city lights of Tokyo seem brighter, the air clearer. I faced my past, confronted my demons, and come out stronger. Emily and Hiroshi are gone, and Michael's threat is no more. For the first time in a long while, I feel hopeful. The road ahead is still uncertain, but I'm ready to face it. With my newfound allies by my side, I know I can handle whatever comes next. This chapter of my life has closed, but a new one is just beginning, and this time, it's on my terms.